Hey everyone, this is Kat, and today I'm going to do part 2 on how to kill a sim in Sims 4. Leaving off where I last left off, technically death by rocket ship is the same thing as death by immolation, since crashing the rocket ship only kills sims by setting them on fire. You actually see that she is building a rocket ship. So, one or the other. Electrocuting your sim twice. Frying your sims is proving more trouble than it's worth in this expansion. I mean, not expansion, game, in Sims 4. Well, maybe it's time to try zapping them like little bugs. You know, if that's what you want to do. Plop a few electrical appliances into your household and wait for one of them to break. I actually have a broken one right there. And this shouldn't take long if you use them intended more than a few times. Once, say, the boombox starts smoking, or in this case, the virtual game thing. Direct your sim to repair it. As with Death by Fire, this method only works with sims that have a very low handiness skill level. Hers is 4, so she doesn't have a very low skill level, but I don't know what makes it harder to repair. I mean, to kill by electrocution. Yep. If they have a low handiness skill level, they'll likely end up shocking themselves when trying to repair the faulty appliance. That will put the sim in a singed state. If you direct the sim to attempt another repair, you'll be able to tell, because down here to say singed, but she doesn't. If you direct the sim to attempt another repair while still singed, the second shock will be enough to push them over the edge. Next step. One of my favorite ways to killing a sim is by starving them. So, depriving sims of food might sound like one of the easiest ways to force them to bite the bullet. And it is, in a way, but it also requires some unlearning some of the basic principles of playing The Sims in a properly tidy dollhouse sort of way. Alleviating hunger is one of the first things every sim player learns when trying to make their virtual pets happy. Imposing it isn't as simple as forgetting to feed a sim. To properly starve a sim to death, you have to gate them off in such a way they have no access to food. Oh, good. She's heading up to a bedroom now. Alright, in this case, she is in a bedroom, so we are going to remove every single access out of this room away from her. So now I have removed all access to food. Let's double check, make sure. These are just decorations. So, this is an easy way to kill a sim by starvation. This way they are physically incapable of leaving. Then you just have to wait. And wait. And maintain the steely resolve that you've developed as the kind of soulless human being who can just sit back and laugh manically as your sim slowly waste away alone, hungry, and afraid. God, this game is morbid sometimes. So, now we just have to sit and wait for her to die by starvation. As you can see, she is now ravenous, so she will starve to death in 24 hours. I'm going to keep the game on pause while she starves to death. Or not on pause, on fast forward. Alright, So her time is just about up. Says she will starve to death in 0 minutes. And so she should be collapsing here in just a moment when the Grim Reaper decides he wants to show up. You can tell it's getting closer because it's starting to flash. And she is dying from starvation. So, now she is dead. While the Grim Reaper collects her, I will continue the video. So, then another way you can kill your Sims is to sacrifice them at the unholy altar of the cow plant. The Lagonaphalus Simnivori might look like a docile combination of bovine and floor, but behind its cool exterior lies a savage beast just waiting to strike and swallow some helpless Sim whole. All you need to do to accelerate the death of your Sim by cow plant is don't feed the cow plant. Your cow plant, when it gets hungry enough, will try to lure unsuspecting Sims towards it with a cake-shaped piece of bait. If you're controlling a Sim in this situation, you'll be presented with 2 options. 1. Feed the cow plant. Or 2. Eat the cake. If you want your Sim to die, then eat the cake. So now you know how to kill your Sim by cow plant. As with Death by Rocket Ship, Death by cow plant requires you to first unlock some advanced stuff. In order to gain access to the cow plant, you need to first develop your gardening skill. And you can do that simply by going over here and harvesting a flower that you see. Once you develop your gardening skill, you will actually find some cow plant berries at some point. The former is just a matter of practice and leveling up as you would with any skill in The Sims 4. Berries can be found in specific ways. By fishing. So you can actually zoom out, go to, like I have a little fishing place right over here. You can actually click on a sign or click on the water. Generally speaking, you find the cow plant berries in the backwaters of the Oasis Spring Park or in the waters of the Forgotten Grotto. The Forgotten Grotto is one of the game's secret locations. I haven't found it yet, but I'm going to try to find it. So if you're having trouble finding it, or if you already know where it is, please feel free to share with me how to get there. And another way that you can find cow plant berries is by exploring space. To explore space, you actually need your rocket ship fly-majig thing. So, if you're digging for treasures, you can find them. So, usually, like, you can just click on the ground, I think. And if you have a dig for treasures option, I think you have to have a treasure map, actually. If you see like a little mining thing where that looks like you can mine, like one right here, you can actually click on it and tell your guy to dig, and he starts digging. And you dug up a treasure map. Another way that you can find cow plant berries is by combining specific plant types. You can actually click on certain plants